Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. This is Dark Anime Robin. In this video, I'll be unboxing and reviewing the SH Figuarts of Grey Ape Vegeta from Dragon Ball Z. And this set is manufactured by Bandai Tamashii Nation. Let's quickly check out the details on this case before we open this set. So on the front, we have a clear picture of most of the Grade A Vegeta figure inside, while the transparency only allow us very little view of its face and head, and the alternate eyepiece where like one eye got blinded, just like in this series, and the Yajirobe figure here. These alone tells us that this set is kind of specifically designed to recreate the fighting scene between the Grade A Vegeta and the good guys from the series during that chapter from the Dragon Ball Z. And we can pretty much also see Grade A Vegeta's hand here, but nothing else. So this front view, and on the back here we got a lot more detail. Usually all SH Figuarts have two features that Tamashii Nation address. One's supermodeling, which is their term for a figure being a master fully crafted and sculpted to accurately depicts the character from it's based on with meticulous detail. And super action was another term for the figure being really highly articulated, that it's capable of all kinds of poses and display. And in this set's case, this figure also has the third feature that is super size. Like its height is like 310 millimeter. So, like I said, so making it this one of the largest SH Figuart ever made, which is only logical considering the Great Apes in the Saiyans transformed to in the Dragon Ball series are really large, like giants. So it's a good thing to know they're like keeping up with the good scales with their SH Figuarts figures and designs. And like we saw from the front, there's a Yajirobe figure here, but I guess we can assume it's not gonna be capable of any form of movement or articulation. It can only be set to put on display to recreate the scene where, like in the series where he cuts off Grade A Vegeta's tails together, turning back into the base humans or Saiyan form. And again, several of these pictures shows how, like all SH Figuarts, this giant figure is still capable of movement, articulation that all the SH Figuarts can do. And apparently it also includes a Goku minifigure here, where to show the Great Ape Vegeta kind of just crush all his bones with his bare hands. And apparently this large figure also comes with its own display stand, so that's pretty nice. And looks like that's all the detail we can get from the case. So now let's open this up. We have to open it up from the side here. here we have the instruction manual right here. And here we have the whole large set. And let's have a look here before taking all these pieces and the grade A Vegeta out. So over here we have the tail, and next to it it's like we have the broken tail piece. So it's like these two parts are interchangeable. You can show like the tail intact or the tail after it's been cut. And we have a couple alternate or interchangeable hands for the grade A Vegeta figure here. Here we have the whole two hands kind of just tied together with the Goku figurine inside to show him being like crushed. And some other parts we already saw from before, the alternate face parts, Yajirobe figure. And underneath we have the base for this set. And now let's quickly look over the instruction manual. And this first section is telling us how the jar of the grade A Vegeta is also articulated. It shows it has a lower jaw movement, and how we can take out and put on the alternate face or alternate eye part. You would have to take out the upper jaw and the alternate hands, and how you can attach or have the whole giant figure getting set on the stage or the display stand. And this little piece here, it's gonna function as the support piece for the Yajirobe minifigure. Nothing on the back here. And how you should put on the Goku grip hand part. And how to set the figure on, and how you can alternate it between the normal tail and the tail that's been cut. So this is like to simulate the moment when Yajirobe cut off grade A Vegeta's tail. Now let's get this big guy out of the plastic case here. One good thing about the size of this set is that, so usually in most SH Figuarts, when you open up the plastic cover containing their sets, it can be very tricky that all the pieces or the accessory inside could be sent flying by the force of opening up the cover. But in this case, because there's not actually a lot of accessory inside, and that most of them being the size they are, it's a lot harder for them to get lost when you open them. So, and also their weight are likely going to be keep them from being just sent flying. So it should be less tricky trying to open this set here. have some plastic film put into its opening. Usually the presence of these is confirmation that the set is brand new when you first open the set. And let's see here. Looks like we have to adjust the feet a little bit to get this figure standing. And now let's put the tail on here like that. And there we go. And of course, we still have to put one hand on here. And let's check out the articulation of this figure. So its head, it can be lowered to look down, and it cannot really look up, but it can look straight. And as you saw before, its lower jaw can open up, so it can show its teeth. And it can raise its arm like laterally 90-degree up. And while it's easy to lift the arm to the side, it seems to be a little tight to push it upward or backwards. There's also a little bit of shoulder articulation, so you can like push the shoulder forward. So it's good for like a reaching forward kind of pose. The torso is also slightly articulated. You can like push a little forward or upward and turn left and right, but only slightly. Looks like it cannot really turn at its waist. And the legs can move up and down easily. And, I think maybe somehow the spring load in mine here, in the left leg, maybe slightly loose. The knee can bend easily. And at the side, the leg can rotate inward and outward. There's a very articulated ankle joint here. It can bend its, the feet can bend its toes for like a standing on toes kind of pose, just like all SH Figuarts. One articulation I just missed was that the legs can also like lift to the sides a bit. So all this articulation in the lower body allows you to adjust its various kind of stance for the figure, like most SH Figuarts. And with all these articulation, you can put on various kind of pose and for display. Like here, it's like he's reaching out with his giant hands trying to grab someone. Let's switch these hands with a pair of fists, which can be easily done as you saw before. We just attach this hand on, so now all I have to do is detach these hands and replace them with these fists. Here we have the rowing pose you saw from the case. Here we have the hand to put on the pose where the grade A Vegeta was gonna use his one finger to pierce Goku's heart. You can also use a fist to set up like this giant punching pose. Simple battle stance like this. Before we go further, I'm gonna set up the display stand here so you can help us with the posing this figure. So you can see there's also a couple joints on this support arm here for posability. And now we just have to put it, set the figure on here. I guess the tail can make it tricky. So I suppose we have to first take out the tail, put it on, and then put the tail back on. Or maybe we never needed to remove the tail in the first place, but it definitely makes it easier. With the stand, it's a lot easier to set up like a pose of trying to step on someone with its giant foot. Now let's see how we can apply the alternate eyes on. Now let's see how we can put the alternate eyepiece on. First we take out the upper jaw and then the whole like upper face part. And put the jaw back. Here we have grade A Vegeta blind in one eye here. With this alternate eye piece, we can and the effect parts of the both grabbing Goku with both hands, we can recreate the scene from the series where Great Ape Vegeta is grabbing and crushing Goku with both hands. And at the right angle, you can see Goku suffering and screaming from being crushed. One problem with this setup is that, well, the shoulder is not dislocated, but it will reveal some empty parts of this figure, like some hollow parts by the shoulder. So you will say that's a little downside with this design here. Finally, we can use the Yajiro mini figure here and use that support piece to put it on the stand here to recreate the Great Ape Vegeta's tail being caught here with this caught tail piece. With that, we have covered all the basic features of this set. So the cool thing about this figure is that despite its size, it still has the standard articulation of most SH Figuarts, making it really great at putting on many kinds of display you can think of for the Great Ape Vegeta. However, you would have to be careful with like how to work with its legs, and as you probably already noticed before, it's a little more complex than the legs of the smaller SH Figuarts. It's apparently had a spring load mechanism inside, and when I was trying to work with this articulation, I already dislocated the little joint of the left leg here. So if you haven't already collected this figure and you want it, that's one thing you want to be careful. You don't want to like work the legs a little too fast. And like some SH Figuarts, this figure's appearance which they crafted with a screen accuracy can actually be a little weakness here, because it's completely based on the way Great Ape Vegeta appear during its brief moment in the Dragon Ball Z, where like Vegeta's clothes already suffered battle damage during the fight with Goku, and you can see here there's like the shoulder armor being broken and the battle damage to its pants. So like we are not getting a perfect condition of like a no damage figure here. I mean, the figure itself is not damaged, but again, to accurately present the way it's appear damage from the series. So if that's not the kind of appearance you want in Great Ape Vegeta, then maybe since this is not a figure you want to collect. But ultimately, with all the accessories that's included in this set, it helps you to recreate how Great Ape Vegeta is able to like overpower and basically torture Goku in the series, and how like he suffered his tail getting caught by Yajiro. So like if you that's something you like to put on display, then this is a good set for you to collect. If you simply like a very articulated Great Ape figure from Dragon Ball franchise, I would also highly recommend you to consider getting this set. This concludes my review for this set. Thanks everyone for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please click like and subscribe to my channel. And please check out other videos in my channel. If you have any question, please leave them in the comment section. I will answer with the best of my knowledge and ability.